Picture this. You're racing through the city on a motorcycle. Speeds are approaching 150 miles per hour. Suddenly on the horizon, a fellow biker appears. Instead of just passing him, you decide to take out a club and whack him on the head and give him a few good kicks. Then in the distance, you hear police sirens. They're hot on your trail for speeding. Don't worry, just punch the cop a few times and he's history.
Hey, watch out for that granny crossing the street.
Oops, she's now a statistic? Wait, you don't need to picture that scene. Experience it in Electronic Arts' killer new 3DO title, Road Rash.
The premise is simple. You and your biker friends are engaged in a competition to see who is the supreme motorcycle racer. Along the city and country highways, uncommissioned motorcycle races take place. What's at stake? Besides your reputation and life being on the line, cash also plays a major role. As for a story or plot during the game, there are a few quarrels and friendships that transpire between the drivers, but there's no real underlying plot. The concentration here is on pure, unadulterated racing action.
Before you even have a chance to turn on the hazard lights, the game starts up by asking you to select a character. Pick between a cast of cheerful characters, including Slim Jim, who would have been the class clown if he hadn't dropped out, and Teflon Mike, who was dropped on his head at a young age.
Geez, those guys could be writers for IE. It's off to the races now, so take the closest on-ramp and hold on to your horses.
What's this? Ah, yes, the Sega Genesis version of Road Rash in 64 luscious colors, with music that sounds as if it was performed by Beaker from the Muppets and powered by a 16-bit engine. Next slide, please. Now, dramatically upgrade the number of colors on the screen, add CD quality music, and install a state-of-the-art 32-bit engine, and welcome to the next generation, the 3DO version of Road Rash. During the race, you never actually get a first-person behind-the-wheel view of the action. Rather, you always see the motorcycle and the race from behind the bike you are driving in a third-person perspective. The only problem with this is that there are no rear-view mirrors and thus no way to see the other bikers creeping up on you.
What you can see, however, is beautiful. Fully texture-mapped polygons are displayed at a blazing speed, and the action is seamless. This game looks better than most coin-op motorcycle racing games.
And it's fast, too. This game makes Crash and Burn look like a caterpillar race. This being a 3DO game, naturally, full-motion video is integrated into the story. Road Rash's cutscenes are well-produced with nice motorcycle stunts and good humor.
The video's not bad, but the soundtrack is awesome. The game includes CD audio tracks supplied by a number of alternative bands, including Soundgarden.
Unlike normal racing games, when an opponent upsets you in Road Rash, you can actually do something about it.
Yeah, hit, kick, punch, slash, and even slice and dice.
All those verbs correctly describe the high-speed combat that unravels during the race. These battles, combined with cars, cops, and pedestrians, add an interesting aspect to Road Rash.
I'll say, I have to love a game in which you can catch air off a rubbernecking jaywalker and pound the cop who complains about it into pate. There are 5 main race locations in the game, ranging from the city streets to the high Sierra Mountains. On each level, players are required to finish in the top 3 positions in all 5 races to progress to the next level. While the 5 race courses never change theme throughout the game, each level expands the length and difficulty of the courses. This means that the game graphics lose their wow appeal after a few levels because they become somewhat repetitive.
Don't worry, once you progress to levels 4 and 5, you won't have time to look at the pretty graphics because you'll be fighting to stay on top. When you're not schmoozing with other Road Rashers in the local town bar, stop by the Scooterama shop to check out the latest and greatest in speed bikes. As you progress through the racing circuit, you win money, putting some of these faster bikes within your grasp. 3D rendered flybys of all the bikes are shown so you can drool over the future prospects, which are only possible if your racing career takes off.
Road Rash scores high marks on my speedometer. It's not just a racing simulation or a fighting game, but it successfully blends elements from both genres into an eclectic mix of excitement.
The 3DO version of this game is miles ahead of the very popular Sega Genesis version, both in terms of appearance and gameplay.
The game is a major adrenaline rush. I was on the tip of my seat all the way through this high-speed roller coaster ride. If you've got a 3DO, you should definitely drop the cash to get the Rash.